The upcoming game between Clark and Paige Bueckers is more than just a regular basketball game. It's the matchup that fans of the WNBA have been eagerly waiting for. Both of these players are not only incredible talents, but also some of the most well-known faces in women's basket today. Their rivalry isn't just about basketball. It has become a symbol of the new wave of women's sports that has captured the public's imagination in ways that were once reserved for men's leagues. Fans from all corners of the sports world are marking their calendars for June 27th, when these two athletes will finally meet on the court in Dallas. The excitement surrounding this game is palpable, and it's clear that this event has transcended sports and become something much bigger. People aren't just buying tickets to watch a game, they're buying access to what feels like a historic moment in sports history. It's a sign that women's basketball is stepping into the spotlight like never before. The anticipation surrounding the game is already reflected in ticket sales, which have gone through the roof. This isn't your average ticket demand. The prices are outrageous by almost any standard in sports. Even seats way up in the rafters are going for at least $250,000. If you want a seat in the middle of the arena, you're looking at an average price of around $450. But the real jaw-dropping prices come when you start looking at courtside seats. Those are going for at least $1,008 tot. For the elite fans who want to be as close to the action as possible, resale sites are offering the best tickets for over $4,000. The prices are so high that it's easy to imagine that if you buy 2 premium tickets, you could be staring down a final bill that exceeds $10,000 once all the additional fees are factored in. This is no longer just about the cost of attending a basket. It's about being part of something bigger, a piece of history in the making. It's no surprise that the prices for this game are rivaling those of high-demand NBA and NFL events, as it's quickly becoming one of the most talked-about sporting events of the year. To really put the staggering demand for these tickets in perspective, let's look at some past high-profile sporting events. For example, Luka Doncic's return to Dallas after injury generated significant buzz, yet even the most expensive courtside tickets for that game were only priced around $3,000. That's a hefty sum, no doubt, but when you compare it to the prices for this game, it's clear that the hype surrounding the Clark versus Bueckers matchup has reached new heights. In fact, it's now official, this game has become the most expensive WNBA ticket ever sold, surpassing the ticket prices for any finals or playoff games over the last 28 years. The fact that a regular season game between these two stars has reached such astronomical numbers speaks to just how far the sport has come and how much attention it's drawing from fans who are willing to pay top dollar to witness a moment of history. But it's not just about how much people are willing to pay to get in the door. The financial impact of this rivalry extends far beyond ticket sales. The 3 games this season between Bueckers and Clark are generating massive amounts of buzz, and the financial boost for the WNBA is undeniable. In addition to skyrocketing ticket sales, merchandise related to both players is flying off the shelf. Fans are snapping up jerseys, hats, and other memorabilia like never before, fueling a massive surge in the league's revenue. Sponsorship deals are also flooding in as brands recognize the growing popularity of women's basketball and want to get in on the action. The expected TV ratings for these games are also projected to break records, showing just how much of an impact this rivalry is having on the broader sports landscape. The excitement and energy surrounding this game is doing more than just filling arena. It's reshaping the financial future of the league. The broader implications of this surge in revenue for the WNBA cannot be overstated. The financial success generated by the Bueckers-Clark rivalry is just the tip of the iceberg. If this kind of enthusiasm continues, it could signal a major shift in the overall financial landscape for women's sports. It's a sign that women's basketball is entering a new and prosperous era, one where the level of interest, investment, and media attention is growing exponentially. This isn't a fluke or a one-off occurrence. It's a clear indicator that women's basketball is no longer relegated to the sideline. The WNBA is moving into the mainstream, and with it comes a new wave of financial success and recognition that the league has never seen before. Fans, media, and casual sports watchers alike are beginning to recognize that this rivalry between Clark and Paige Bueckers is more than just a game. It's a movement. It represents a moment in time when women's basketball, long overlooked by the mainstream, has finally stepped into the limelight. The intensity of the rivalry between these two stars is something that resonates far beyond the court, making it an event that people will remember for years to come. It's not just a matchup of 2 elite players. It's a cultural touchstone that marks the rise of women's sports as a force to be reckoned with in the global sports landscape. As the game approaches, the world is watching, and this is only the beginning of what promises to be a season filled with more more excitement, more media buzz, and more success for the WNBA. The excitement surrounding Clark and Bueckers is just one example of how far women's sports have come. The WNBA has long been the leader in this space, but now the league is experiencing a level of recognition and financial success that could fundamentally change the way women's basketball is perceived and followed. This rivalry isn't just good for the WNBA, it's good for the entire landscape of women's sports. It's a signal that the tide is turning, that the hard work and dedication of female athletes are finally being rewarded with the attention and financial backing they deserve. And as this rivalry continues to build, there's no telling how much further the sport will go in terms of popularity and growth. It's an exciting time for women's basketball, and it's only going to get better from here. In the end, this game between Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers isn't just about basketball, it's about culture, it's about breaking barriers, and it's about changing the narrative around women's sports. The excitement around this game isn't something that can be ignored or downplayed. It's a moment of history, a moment that fans and players alike will look back on for years to come. As the WNBA continues to thrive and evolve, one thing is for certain. This game will be remembered as one of the pivotal moments in the league's history. With the increasing level of attention and support, it's clear that women's basketball is no longer on the sidelines. It's front and center where it always should have been. This is just the beginning. As the league continues to grow in popularity, it's becoming evident that the WNBA's influence extends beyond just ticket sales and TV ratings. The conversations surrounding women's basketball are shifting, and it's increasingly being recognized for the incredible talent on display. The rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers is the perfect example of how this change is taking place. These two athletes represent the next generation of stars who are not only excelling on the court, but also helping to redefine the narrative around women's sports. Their influence is starting to transcend the boundary of basketball as they attract fans from different demographics, eager to witness this incredible talent. It's a powerful reminder that, when given the platform, female athletes have the ability to create cultural moments that captivate audiences and leave a lasting impact. Moreover, the ripple effects of this game go far beyond the court itself. As ticket prices soar and merchandise flies off the shelves, the economic impact of the WNBA's rising popularity can be felt across the sports industry. Brands, sponsors, and investors are beginning to take women's basketball more seriously, seeing the value in aligning themselves with the league. With higher visibility, more sponsorship opportunities, and a broader fan base, the financial ecosystem surrounding women's sports is expanding in ways that were once unimaginable. This is a testament to the dedication of the athletes, the league, and the fans who have long believed in the potential of women's basketball. What we're witnessing now is the payoff for years of hard work and perseverance, and it's a sign that the future of the sport is brighter than ever. The excitement and success surrounding this rivalry also present an opportunity for younger players to look up to Clark and Bueckers as role models. These women are not just basketball players, they are shaping the future of women's sports in real time. Their rivalry is inspiring the next generation to believe that they too can one day compete at the highest level. Young girls who are starting their basketball journeys now have real, tangible example of success to aspire to, and that's a powerful. As the WNBA continues to evolve, the league will need to nurture this next generation of talent, ensuring that these young athletes have the resources and opportunities to reach their full potential. The hope is that the success of players like Clark and Bueckers will pave the way for future stars to emerge, making the sport even more diverse, dynamic, and globally recognized.